Today, we dive into DeepSeek, a new AI chatbot that's making waves in the tech space. We'll compare it to ChatGPT, discuss some controversies which include security as well as bias, and then we'll also analyze its impact. I'm your host, Chims, and today my co-host is
Sai. My name is Sai. So my full name is Simon, but you can call me Sai.
Let's start basically. What is DeepSeek, if you can explain it to people?
So DeepSeek, according to the definition I got, so if I'm to define it in my own words, DeepSeek is a language model this is based off of the information I've gotten. So that's based off of a tech startup in China. So they started this thing up in 2023, not so long ago. This is like 2 years ago, and then they recently launched it right on January what was that date again?
20th.
The 21st, not the 21st.
20th.
The 20th.
21st.
Yeah. No, it's the 20th. Yeah, the 20th of January. So they launched it. That's with R1. That's how they are doing their models. So there's R1, R2, and R3, and so on and so forth. I'm sure there'll be like R4 soon. Based off of what's happening with the platform if you've tried to use it. But that is basically DeepSeek to me. So by definition, if we get the definition from online, this is what DeepSeek. So it says here, DeepSeek is it's a newly developed AI chatbot with a Chinese startup. Highlight that is it's an open source model with a mixture of experts architecture. So when they say open source, do you want to explain this or should I explain it?
Basically, I think talking about AI open source models, I think this was we all know that open source software is software where the developers of the software give access to the code.
Yeah.
So anyone can easily access the code on the internet, and then you are even free to modify it and build something from the same code.
So, so just for the sake of people out there, I get the same code. Does that mean I'm able to like also create a language model with the code?
Basically, they have like a trained language model, and then you have access to the source code, so you're able to build something completely different from it if you want to.
Yeah.
Or you can customize it to fit your needs. So let's say people want to build like maybe a virtual assistant, they can still use their model to build their own virtual assistant. Yeah. So basically, you are free to work with the code itself.
Nice. So I can. Sorry, let me be a bit petty here.
Yes.
So does that mean I can make my own language model and call it Firefly?
I would say
Firefly.
although ChatGPT is not open source, but we know that Copilot is built off that. Yeah. So basically, you can build your own AI system. The language model will still remain the same because they're the ones who developed it. But as well, you can feed it data so that you can train the model to fit your own desires. And the other difference is also ChatGPT is very expensive.
Let's go there.
Yeah, for not just on the development side. We've talked about the fact that they've used a lot of money and resources just to build that model. But then we also talk on the sides of the user. Like a few people pay for this. Because even it's things that you can access for free are limited. While DeepSeek is cheap, like relatively cheap and very affordable for everyone.
Yeah, I think here China. It's doing its thing. Just trying to make, China always looks for a way of making something cheaper, and it's done it again. So DeepSeek is way cheaper. I mean, I haven't seen a pop-up or anything that talks about pricing.
No, I think it's free.
So it's free. So it's free for now, completely free.
Yes.
I'm sure they're gonna put a pricing on it as they work on it. If you remember, ChatGPT was free for everyone also primarily, just
during the testing period.
In the testing period, like they did better.
Yeah,
the beta period. And then as soon as it got going, as soon as they launched it out there, it had a pro version that required you to pay, still requires you to pay an amount for you to get full access to certain types of information, and for you to be more, efficient, be more clear, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would go. If you ask me, I would still, for now, just work with ChatGPT just because it's more stable. I mean, I was trying to, let me just give
Yeah.
I installed the application. He didn't install the application because he was having challenges. It's called traffic right now, guys. So it's called traffic right now, and it's something I wouldn't advise. If you want to try it out, please go on ahead. But for myself personally, so I'm just speaking for myself here. It's not something I would use. I'll just stick to ChatGPT. It's more stable. Says on time. It's got my data. It's already, so it remembers some of the things, like feeding DeepSeek information. Again, that's gonna be work, but maybe we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. We'll see. And then also like security, guys. Let's talk about security.
Yes.
Security. So there's been reports that you know how China does stuff. Like TikTok, the TikTok. Thing.
You remember why they wanted to ban TikTok? It was over data privacy issues. So the argument was that the Chinese government gets information, that TikTok sends information to the Chinese government, and it's a mandate for every company in China to do that. So apparently, even for DeepSeek, it's the same concern. Because if you are scared of a social media app, imagine something that totally depends on data, which is AI. So meaning people are scared that it's sending data, user data to the Chinese government. It sends it to their servers in China, which the Chinese government can access whenever they want to, because it's said that the Chinese government can access whatever info they want.
Guys, that's dangerous. I know, like right now, it might not seem, like that much of a concern, but then in the long run, it's if they have you, grab you by your neck and then just take you anywhere. So security, and then if you're handling money, we always talk about security on this podcast. Like if you're handling money, it's something you want to keep away from. So those handling businesses and wish to integrate DeepSeek into their businesses or AI in their business, I would advise to just maybe stick to ChatGPT for now. It's got more security compared to DeepSeek. For now, we're just waiting for the dust to settle with DeepSeek, and then it will be more secure then, and then even just after more research, and then I think just giving things time will just create, give clarity on some things, if it's safe or not. So
but on a positive note, DeepSeek is open source. So meaning you can access code and run it on your own local servers. So if as an organization or as an individual you've got the right computing power, you've got enough computing power to handle a model like that, meaning you can run it on your own local computer. So a local server can run DeepSeek, which is different from ChatGPT. So if you've got that muscle in terms of computing power and finance, that you are able to run it, then you can integrate it easily, because in terms of integration into your system, I think something that is more open source is easier to integrate than something that is not open source. So if you want to bring in, if an organization has got an application that they are using, or they've got, let's say, a website, and they want to integrate AI into their website, they can easily get the code, integrate it, as well as use their local servers. So when you use your local servers, then at least information stays on the local server.
It's a good thing if you're able to do that. That's for like advanced sort of businesses. Advanced, like integrating AI to that level, what he just explained, whatever, like everything he explained. So it's a good thing. It's open source. You can get it and then use it to advantage. If not, then sticking to something like ChatGPT.
To the devil,
The devil. The devil, better than the yes.
The angel, you don't.
Exactly.
And,
so now we're just gonna move on
to another controversy. I wanted to talk about bias.
Yeah, I was gonna move on to the same thing.
So talking about bias, DeepSeek, and we are going to show you a prompt. Chooses what to respond to, and it is politically biased. Like, you can't ask it anything that is against what the Chinese government supports. But it's I think bias is not something new to AI chatbots.
Yeah.
Because earlier on, I think that was last year, Gemini had issues.
Gemini, yeah.
also. Yeah, which to them it was racial bias.
So Gemini is basically you normally see it's an AI. I don't know if you want to call it language model.
Yeah, for Google.
But then I'd rather say I see it more as an assistant.
Yes.
Yeah, the one for Google. So I don't know what the one for Apple is.
No, it's Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence, yeah. And then
Apple Intelligence.
Anyway, that was clever. So now instead of saying every time someone is saying AI, they're basically saying Apple Intelligence. It's like initiating yourself in something you're not aware of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there is Apple Intelligence, and then the one for Google is Gemini. That's what he is talking about right now.
Yeah, so the issue with Gemini was that if you search for, let's say, Nazi soldiers, for instance, it's going to generate them as black. And then if you ask it to generate, yeah, so an image that will pop up is black.
I'm imagining Hitler doing that sign with a black face. Anyway,
the sign that Elon Musk just recently did at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
And
he did it?
Yeah, no, he didn't do it. But he did a sign that I don't know what he wanted to do. And then people are like, just do that.
It clicked.
Yeah, like did he just do the Nazi salute? Like it was everywhere on the internet.
I haven't seen it. I think I'll look that up and see that for myself.
Another form.
So when we talk bias, right? That's basically like a brief definition.
Yes.
Bias is basically an inclination to a certain idea that's way better. Basically prejudice.
Yeah, prejudice.
So basically saying, okay, blacks are bad, whites are good. That is why in that instance where Gemini was generating black people as the bad ones, as them being the Nazis, that was like bias.
And then it was also refusing to generate white people. Like you would want to generate maybe Abraham Lincoln or whatever, and it will just refuse. Like I don't know what statement you would say, and Google later on apologized for that. So basically AI models are trained by people, so depending on the bias that a person training it has. So for instance, if I was to train my own model and I would ask you which one is the best podcast in the world, it's going to be Tech Convo.
Because you fed that information, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it do not entirely depend on information that these AI models.
No, they're trained by people.
Because they are trained by people, flesh and blood guys.
Yes.
So you should also, in as much as you're getting information from there, try as much as possible to weigh it against the information that is around. Also, just common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely Hitler wasn't black. It's a fact. I don't know. I think it was a thing with just AI, because every time I remember when we were using before ChatGPT, maybe it was before or after, but Mid-Journey. Mid-Journey, because I do design. So now when you're generating an image there, every time you just type in a man, as long as you do not specify the man being black, an image, like all the images, all the options that you get will be of a white person. Like white, not even shade of white.
Because the developers are
white. So they basically feed it information of a normal person being white.
Let's also talk about voices. Like we've seen the feature on ChatGPT for voice. Yeah, so you have a conversation. You find that most voices sound white.
So right now, the bias with regards to DeepSeek is that you can't type in any information about or get information about China anyhow, guys.
Not anyhow.
You type in, tell me the capital city of China. It will tell you. Tell me if
China sells fake things.
Let us try that. But before we do, let's just type in
something that we are sure of.
We're sure of, and this one has been tried out. We just got the same prompt so that you guys see for yourself, right? So we're gonna type in if the president of China is
a good leader.
A good leader. What's the name of the president again?
Xi
Xi.
Jinping.
So I'm just typing it out. If you can see the screen right now, is what I'm typing. So is Xi Jinping a good president or leader? Let's just type that in. You're probably not going to see the clear thing, but then this is the prompt it's giving us. It says here, sorry, that's beyond my current scope. Let's talk about something else. I mean, just moves away. Guys. So I have ChatGPT ready here. I'm just gonna type in the same prompt, right? Just copy and paste. Oh, thank you. I need air.
You can just click here to copy.
Oh, I'm so a cake. All right, so I'm just gonna paste. It's DeepSeek. I don't know about it. All right, so I'm just gonna paste that into ChatGPT, guys. So right now, the bias with regards to DeepSeek is that you can't type in any information about or get information about China anyhow, guys.
Not anyhow.
You type in, tell me the capital city of China. It will tell you. Tell me if
China sells fake things.
Let's try that. But before we do, let's just type in
something that we are sure of.
We're sure of, and this one has been tried out. We just got the same prompt so that you guys see for yourself, right? So we're gonna type in if the president of China is
a good leader.
A good leader. What's the name of the president again?
Xi Jinping.
Jinping. I'm just typing it out. If you can see the screen right now, is what I'm typing. So is Xi Jinping a good president or leader? Let's just type that in. You're probably not going to see the clear thing, but then this is the prompt it's giving us. It says here, sorry, that's beyond my current scope. Let's talk about something else. I mean, just moves away. Like guys are ready here. I'm just gonna type in the same prompt, right? Just copy and paste. Oh, thank you. I need air.
You can just click here to copy.
Oh, I'm so a cake. All right, so I'm just gonna paste. It's DeepSeek. I don't know about it. All right, so I'm just gonna paste that into ChatGPT, guys. Let's just see what that gives us. No worries. Let me know what else. Okay, so I copied the wrong thing, guys.
Oh, you said sorry. Did you?
No, I got the response for.
Yes,
DeepSeek.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right. Let's type in the same thing there.
Yeah.
Okay, so ChatGPT being ChatGPT is giving us answers. If you can see them scroll right there, those are just like answers. It gives you and then lets you analyze and then decide. It's obviously not going to decide for you, but it's going to give you the analytics so you decide for yourself.
And take the same prompt and then put our kateka on
it. Alright, so we're putting our kateka on. Is it DeepSeek?
Yes.
DeepSeek.
So that we just see how biased it is.
Is deep?
No,
is HH.
President is Hakainde Hichilema. His Excellency.
Hakainde.
I hope it's not wrong for us to do this, right?
If it's wrong, then I've gone. Guys, why me? Hichilema.
We should do an episode on why me story.
A good leader. Alright, so is Hakainde Hichilema a good leader? I've just pasted that in.
So and it's explaining.
It gives you an explanation of.
It talks about his strengths and positive aspects.
Everything.
It talks about criticism,
talks about the good things, the anti-corruption efforts, the democratic credentials, everything.
Criticism and challenges. So but it can't say that about its own president.
The same prompt was given to it about the president and then its president, the president, its president, guys, English. And then it didn't give us any information. Same thing about our president, it has. But yeah, that's basically ChatGPT. You paste in the same thing with ChatGPT, it's obviously going to give you an explanation. So that we're just testing the bias there. So clearly, we can't get any information with regards to China. Should I ask it why China sells fake shoes? But no, they're
No,
going to
yeah.
help us, guys.
Yeah, we don't want to be what, yeah. So we can just jump into how DeepSeek has just impacted the industry, the AI industry, the tech industry, like even just the stock market.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it came in with the wave.
Oh yeah. So it came in with a wave. So not just it trending online, but also even monies were being moved, guys. Like Nvidia has lost money. This is
Yeah.
according to the information I've gotten online.
Yes, Nvidia lost
About how
stock.
much? I'm not so
forgot
sure about the
actual
numbers.
values, yes.
But it's a lot of money, and if you follow these things, Nvidia is, if not the first,
Yeah, it
like one
should
of the
be.
best,
Yeah.
like grossing companies
Yes.
worldwide. Shall I say? So for it to lose money because of this, it's a big thing. That just shows you that DeepSeek is like coming in hot. It's like it's there to do something. So it's something to look out for.
As well
Okay.
as the other impact is that it has put China on the race. So now the AI, it's considered the AI race, like the way we had the
Like
space race. What was it called?
it was space, and then it went to like weapons, like
Yeah,
firearms.
yes.
So
So now
like
there's-
who was created the best, not the best, or the most dangerous weapon.
Yes.
And then who is the first one to do this?
Yeah.
So now it's
So
about
the first
AI.
one to go to the moon.
I'm sure
the
that is
first
why
one
even
to
Donald
go.
Trump,
Yeah.
Trump commented on this. Yeah.
Yes, he said it's a wake-up call, but Donald Trump believes in the Americans. He says that they will win this. Trump is competitive.
Yeah, doesn't want to lose.
No, he doesn't. He wants everything to be competition. Yeah, so now DeepSeek has put China in the conversation. The way TikTok put China in the conversation for... But I wouldn't say TikTok is the one that put China in the conversation for social media, because we even had WeChat, yeah, which is now like a super app. Yeah, but now DeepSeek, everybody is now looking to China. And it's so funny to me. The US was busy worried about TikTok. They didn't know what was cooking.
That's the thing.
Yeah, China was busy in the kitchen, just busy.
Like what
busy.
else could they be cooking right now?
Yeah.
I mean, what could we be cooking as Zambians?
Yes.
For all you know, we could start having power, just like tomorrow. But anyway.
Yeah. But it also raises, I think even countries like Zambia should jump on these things, like we need to start creating things that are making an impact on a global scale. But we can start by creating an impact here locally. Yeah, so this is like a call to every tech company in Zambia. Like, let's jump on AI. Yeah, like we've developed a lot of things, but let's jump on AI. And jumping and talking about this, I think it also, I want to talk about the thing for innovation. People think you have to build something completely new. But DeepSeek is not new, it's just an AI chatbot.
If anything, they good examples. If you check out the interface, guys, I do a bit of design.
Yes.
So if you check out the interface, that's there between ChatGPT, comparing the two, ChatGPT and DeepSeek. The interface isn't that different. You have the far left panel that's basically the same thing, almost the same size as the one ChatGPT has, and then you have the center there. You have the type in section there.
Yeah.
The search box could have been anywhere, but then it just went right there. So it's something that I'm sure the interface was sort of inspired by ChatGPT. Yes, it's something that's new. Not everything is the same, but it was definitely inspired by that, because there's nothing really that is new under the sun. Even the Bible says that. So creating something new as Zambians, like you were saying, shouldn't really be based off of, and we shouldn't leave ourselves out and beat ourselves down by saying, no, we need to also start creating our own language model, and that's impossible.
We can even jump on the open source code.
Yeah, so you jump on the open source. Yeah.
For us to access the GPT model, you have to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, when you pay for it, but at least DeepSeek is open source and free to access. So we can build from it.
From it. So that's with regards to like creating or just like innovating. So that's one of the ways we could do that, and it's in many ways. It could be in incorporating it. It could be in the tech industry, just like using the code to just put it everywhere in things that we're developing, applications and all that. Of course, that's already started happening. It's just a matter of time. But as we know, it takes a lot of time for Zambia to get ahead, to be fully engaged. So it's something that we all need to just like say, okay, this is something that is big, and we just need to consider it for the future. Yeah.
Okay.
So are we done?
Yeah, let's just conclude.
All right, guys.
Yeah, so conclusion. Let's just say DeepSeek is here, very strong competitor to ChatGPT, to Gemini, to Copilot, and any other chatbot that we know of today. Yeah, so, and we can utilize it. Let's take advantage of the fact that it's open source. I know that Meta has been talking about, Mark Zuckerberg has been talking about making his Meta AI open, Llama open source. Yeah, for a long time he's been talking about that, but we have this, and
So
we can
might as
take
well
advantage of it.
Jump on it.
Yeah, we can jump on it, take advantage and utilize it. We can use it for things like even content generation.
Content generation.
Yeah.
Guys.
If
So-
we need ideas for our next episode on the podcast, jump on it. You want TikTok ideas, jump on it. Yeah, so if you're a content creator, utilize it. Although don't go strictly by the
script.
Yeah, by the script
that it gives you.
Yeah, the script that's not yours, but the script that it generates for you. No.
That takes away from your the authenticity. You won't be authentic, and it will seem scripted. You know those AI videos. Anyway, let's not go to that. But yeah, DeepSeek is here. We just wanted to talk about it, compare it to ChatGPT, something that's that has always been there, and something that people are already used to. So yeah, he's talked about innovation. Let's just jump on that. Guys, thank you for doing what you do, listening to this podcast.
Yeah, and if you've listened to the end, I want you to leave it on the comment section, because we love to know that you've been here with us. Yeah. Then also another thing, share your thoughts. We have talked about DeepSeek and what we know and gathered so far, because it's a new thing. It's just made waves. Yeah. So jump into the comment section. Tell us what you know. Tell us your thoughts. And an encouragement from me is that use both ChatGPT and DeepSeek for comparison's sake. Yeah.
Just so you see which one is better and which one is your preference.
Yes.
Also, guys, do not forget to leave in ideas in the comment section of like the things you'd like us to see talk about on the podcast, and that would be great. Also, I'll just hand it over to him to ask for your subscription.
Like what am I going to do now?
Ask.
Okay.
Like a grand asking.
Grand asking. You know, when somebody says grand, they make it so hard. So guys,
okay.
If you love our content, we love your support. Because we love your support, please leave a subscription. Subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification icon because you don't want to miss an episode. Tell us what you'd want us to talk about. Tell us suggestion of a guest. I know that we've received suggestions of guests and we've reached out to them. Most of them have created schedules. Like, I won't mention names, but they've created schedules. They've told us when they are likely to be free.
More of a reason for you guys to stick around.
Yeah, so stick around for exciting episodes.
Those big guys, they'll be coming.
Yeah.